Why are humans obsessed with exoplanet exploration? Is it to become an interplanetary civilization? Or is it a game controlled by capital? If you believe interplanetary civilization is the only way for mankind, what should be humanity's primary target? When you also follow the public's attention to Mars, you may have been caught in a situation, a narrative shaped by capitalism. Actually, humans' true goal may be Titan. I must throw you on these two planets today. You'll get a vivid sense of which one feels more livable. Spaceship technology aside, the thin atmosphere of Mars, land is basically a radioactive wasteland. Even if you manage to land, you'd have to live like a mole, buried underground forever. But what about dropping you onto Titan, Saturn's moon? There is liquid methane and ethane lakes. That's what we call natural gas. That's real rocket fuel, lying there quietly on the scale of the ocean. It has a very thick atmosphere. You can even tie yourself a pair of wings. Fly around like a superhero, except it's colder than liquid nitrogen. But at least you won't be slowly roasted by the radiation. It takes 9 months to reach Mars. The journey to Titan takes 4 years. But except for the Earth, Titan could be the only place in the solar system. The only place where humans can build an eternal civilization. So let's start with this. Let's debunk some myths about Mars first. Because of the marketing of the Mars colonization plan, I'm trying really hard. Although Mars is closer, the 6-9 month journey, that sounds about right. But when you understand, this is just a photo that makes you walk. One-way ticket for radiation targets. Do you still want to go? Here's the truth. Mars, billions of years ago, the magnetic field has been lost. Without this invisible protective cover, this planet is like a target. Every day we are exposed to deadly particles from space. Heavy bombardment. For example, astronauts on the International Space Station. Even though they are still protected by the Earth's magnetic field, but the amount of radiation received, that's already about 150 times the size of humans on the surface of the Earth. And what about Mars? It has to be more than 3 times that number. The radiation level we're talking about, it's enough to give you cancer in a matter of months. And there was a solution. And that means permanently living underground. Imagine that. You spend tens of billions of dollars and risk their lives on a voyage to another planet. I ended up going just to be a caveman. And your chance to see the sun, probably similar to 19th century coal miners. Looking at the atmosphere of Mars, it's less than 1% the density of the Earth. This is equivalent to, you're trying to breathe 30,000 meters. In comparison, the air at the summit of Mount Everest, it's pretty thick. Heaven, this is just an appetizer, harder on the ground, in the soil of Mars, rich in a substance called the toxic chemicals of perchlorate. This stuff is not just bad for humans. It's still very active. It could even explode. Imagine that. Your base is built in soil like this. Any planting, construction, and even accidental leaks may expose you to these toxic substances. That's not colonization. It's like living next to a waste dump at a chemical plant. Now, it's talk about Titan again. So let's start with this. We must recognize a major problem. It's cold. It was freezing. The temperature dropped to -179 degrees Celsius. Than anywhere else on Earth you can think of. It's going to be cold there. Water ice will become harder than granite. And the rocks on the surface, it's actually made of water ice. But you remember that natural gas lake? Oh? Titan is composed of liquid methane and ethane. The oceans and these hydrocarbons. Exactly the fuel we use on Earth. The largest of these is the Kraken Sea. The area is larger than our Yellow Sea, so you don't have to do what you do on Mars at all. Manufacturing fuel from scratch. Titan itself is a pedestrian gas station. The raw materials here, enough to power human civilization for thousands of years. But the real game changer, the atmosphere of Titan. Its atmospheric pressure is 1.5 times that of the Earth. and thick enough, can provide you with a fairly reliable universe. Radiation protection, like, for the whole planet, dressed in a natural spacesuit. But what really makes you fall in love here? It's the superpower he gave you. Titan's thick atmosphere, plus only 14% of Earth's gravity. What does that mean? It means you tie a pair of wings, fly as easily as a bird. This is within the limits allowed by the laws of physics. The experience that brings you closest to Superman. The most practical comes. If landing on Mars is an engineer's nightmare, that misses landing is an engineer's paradise. On Mars, every piece of equipment must be radiation hardened. This means it will be heavier, more expensive, more complicated. Solar panels age rapidly. Electronic devices will malfunction. Your stay must be buried deep under tons of topsoil to ensure your survival. And in Titan, a thicker atmosphere means a smoother landing. Remember when the rover landed on Mars? That 7 minutes of terrifying horror? During that time, all programs must be flawless. Otherwise, dozens, tens of billions of atoms. It will become a gold-rimmed crater. But it's different at Titan. You can use your parachute the entire time, easily complete the landing. It's like putting a feather, gently drop into the swimming pool, instead of letting him land hard in the wind. Architecture is beyond your imagination. Low gravity means you can build structures that cannot be realized on Earth or Mars, like the kind that can stretch for tens of kilometers, tower straight into the sky. We have bridges across continents, and like in cartoons, a city in the sky, floating in a thick atmosphere. The focus is on energy production. On Mars, you have to rely on increasingly inefficient solar panels or complex nuclear reactors, and Titan offers a variety of options. In its thick atmosphere, wind power is incredibly efficient. You might even harness methane, the flow of rivers and lakes, to generate electricity. So if you want to go nuclear, you can also enjoy all the benefits and not having to face the rigors of being on Mars. The problem of radiation exposure. So that's it. Disadvantages naturally have to be faced. Now, we have absolutely no idea. Ultra-low gravity affects human physiology. What are the long-term effects? What is known is astronauts in zero gravity, loss of bone density and muscle mass. The gravity of Titan. Between zero gravity and Martian gravity. Can a child born on Titan develop normally? Can they return to Earth? Or are they still willing to come back? The gravity of the Earth is for them. Does it feel too heavy to bear? This is more than just academic curiosity. He touched on a fundamental issue. Are we talking about a human colony? It is also the birthplace of a new human subspecies. Some scientists speculate that, just a few generations later, humans born on Titan may be highly adaptable to their environment. So much so that actually evolved into a different species. And this is another way of looking at it. The same low gravity. It may also give us unexpected advantages. Medical surgeries may become more advanced. Easy construction jobs are less physically demanding. Even basic mobility becomes more efficient. We may be using some unknowns in exchange for some incredible benefits. The other hydrocarbon lakes.
It's not just about fuel.
It will be the raw material of an entire industrial civilization. Methane and ethane can be converted into plastics, synthetic materials, perhaps even food. It's like the entire petrochemical industry on Earth. It's all there intact, waiting to be mined. In comparison, on Mars, every resource must be extracted from rocks, processing in complex facilities, and they need to be carefully rationed. And in Titan, this precious resource is like a river, import to Earth. The Mediterranean is still a vast ocean. And here's the thing, under the icy shell of Titan, likely to have an underground ocean of liquid water, its water volume, perhaps more than the sum of all the oceans on Earth. So you have fuel on the surface, There's water underground. You see, does this look like an interstellar civilization by design? Perfect. No guild fight. A nitrogen-rich atmosphere is another huge advantage, but the essential elements of life as we know it. And in Titan, it's suspended in the air. Feel free to use it. On Mars, you have to dig 3 feet into the ground, extracting eggs from the soil, or imported from Earth at tremendous cost. This is the pie of Mars, and the difference between the true power of the Titans. Because we're not just talking about living, it's prosperity. The Martian colony will be heavily dependent on Earth, radiation exposure, resource constraints, and the constant struggle against the harsh environment. It's a survival model, not a civilization model. Each generation will repeat the battles of their fathers. Titan offers a completely different set of possibilities. It's a chance for true independence, with abundant energy, raw materials, and natural radiation protection. A Titan colony, they can be completely self-sufficient. Here, you can not only survive, they can even evolve and innovate, become a world beyond the current form of the Earth. Some scientists have even proposed Titan could eventually be terraformed. It's not to make him more like Earth, but to optimize him, make it more suitable for new humans. Now for colonizing Titan and colonizing Mars. Do you have a choice? If you just want to plant a flag, declare that humans have been here, then Mars wins. He's closer, we know him better, and probably within the next 20 years, Mars will be the place where humans become an interplanetary species. The first attempt. But if you look to the longer term, thinking about where humans are going, to become a true astronaut civilization, then the advantage of Titan is in front of you. He has resources that Mars simply cannot provide. Protection and genuine development potential. Maybe the real answer is that we need both. Mars as our training ground, our proof of concept, our tentative first steps towards the universe. And Titan is our ultimate destination, a place where we can not only survive, a better place to make it a new home. So now, you choose. Would you rather go to Mars and be an escape pioneer? Still flying in the skies of Titan? Become an explorer overlooking an ocean of liquid fuel? Let's chat in the comment area.